Right guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is going to be a little mini series that I'm going to be starting called Forex Fridays, where every single Friday I give you guys a forecast of what I can see happening the next trading week on these 5 pairs over here. So to go through them briefly, we're going to be going through GBP USD, Euro USD, Euro JPY. After these Forex pairs, we're going to go into commodities, which is gold, and then a bit of indices where we're going to be discussing US30. So we've got a nice little diversified instrument range over here. So definitely I'm going to start being a bit more consistent on YouTube and start giving you guys more content and a bit of free education. So again, anyways, sign on GBP USD. If I briefly go through it with you guys, I can definitely see this level over here as being some sort of level of interest, and the reason for that is I spot this level of supply which has been holding, and then eventually today on the 10th of June, which is a Friday, we got that push down with CPI news helping that out as well. And the reason I say this is my level of supply is because we saw price as being our swing high over here, and then we saw this push down, this higher high formation before another push down as such. So once we broke these lows, this is now our established high level over here, and we failed to break above this level. As long as we can hold this level over here at 1.240, we're going to be bearish on GBP USD. This is more of a macro scale outlook of it. If I drop down to a lower time frame such as a 4H, taking you through what happened previously, we saw these swing lows being created in this uptrend, and then eventually we saw this push down breaking these lows as such. And once that happened, we then formed a downtrend where we've been respecting this swing high point over here, and this is the exact level where I have drawn my level of supply and been taking trades off over here. So moving into what I can see happening the next trading week, since we've broken this low over here, we can then reevaluate and see that, okay, this is going to be our most recent level of supply over here. So as long as we can hold below this level of supply, drawing a price note over here, we can see as long as we can hold below 1.2200, we're going to be bearish on GBP USD. So in the coming weeks, we can probably see price coming and retesting up here. If we do get that, we're definitely going to be looking for sales back down. However, if we don't get something and we just get a little retracement back up before a push down, then this level over here would be our area of interest, which we will need to hold for us to continue our bearish bias on GBP USD. Moving on to Euro USD on the daily time frame again. A bit of a similar story. I see this level over here as being our swing high point. However, if you look at the bottom here, price failed to break and close and remain below this level over here. Why is this important to highlight? Because this is what I saw happening as such. So if I draw it here for you, if I draw it here for you guys, so this is what I saw happening over here. Price has not broken below this low, and this is important to highlight because then this level over here would be our major level, which we'll look to see price holding above. So drawing this level of supply here for you guys, we can see that we saw several reactions happening at this level. Again, price, these levels are a range and it's not exact pinpoint area. So roughly around this region over here, we saw price holding below, and then eventually a push down when CPI came out today. So in the next coming week, if we can break below these levels over here, so using this volume profile tool, I can see that majority of the volume is sitting around here, and if we can break this level over here, we can definitely see a further push down. However, it will be very important to see in the next coming week how we react off of this region over here, because I will be using this level as my level of demand, which is broken through right now, and we can be coming back up to test our supply before a further push down. So it's definitely something you should be looking for in the next coming week. Dropping down to the 4 hour, again we saw this uptrend form just like on GBP USD, and then eventually we saw this breakdown forming this bearish trend. So now we're in a bearish market, and we're going to use this level over here as our level of supply, which held. However, as price played along, we saw that once we eventually broke below this level over here, this will be our most recent level of demand coming from this level. And then once we broke below all of these lows over here, once we broke below all of these lows, this will be our most recent level of supply, which will look to hold for us to continue our bearish bias on EU as well. So as long as we can hold below this point over here, which is 1.06400, we can definitely continue our bearish bias and probably see something as such. Moving on to Euro JPY, this is a bit more of an interesting pair because all we've been doing on this pair is just trending up, just clean bullish momentum going through. So looking at Euro JPY, I'll definitely see this level as being our major swing low point, and until we can break this level over here, I'm bullish on the daily time frame. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price was bullish for several days until today, where we've finally broken this level over here. So now on Euro JPY, we're bearish on the 4-hour time frame until this level is broken. So as long as we can hold that level over there, I'm definitely looking for sells only. So we can definitely see some sort of retracement coming back up into these regions, maybe even just at this region before us a rollover, or even coming retracing a bit deeper if we're seeing a stronger move down. However, this is all relative, because depending on how Friday closes, if price does close back above this yellow line over here at 1.14.400, we will still be holding this level. So the way I classify a break is I need a break, a close, and I need it to remain below this level of demand over here. If we close back above demand, I just classify this as some sort of manipulation, and I still see this level as being valid. But as of right now, this level has been violated, and we are bearish on Euro JPY and can definitely look for sells from one of these regions coming the next trading week. Moving over to commodities now. So looking at gold, I see that gold is definitely bearish as well, just like GBP USD and Euro USD. I see this level over here as being our level of daily supply, and this is our swing high point over here as well. It's very important to be able to highlight these levels on each time frame, so you know what your bias is on each time frame and use those in correlation to then take either sells or buys. So again, as you can see, price has been respecting that level beautifully. As such, we've seen 1, 2, now maybe a potentially a third reaction off of this level. Again, supply and demand are ranges, so you can classify this as being within this zone over here. So we can use this candle as such as being our level of supply. So this bearish candle has been our level of supply and taking sells from here. However, it's important to focus on the lower time frame and see if we can potentially see a break of this level coming next week. So focusing a bit more on the substructure, I see price was bullish until we got this break over here. So now once we saw this break, we was bearish, and then price flipped and became bullish again, breaking these highs. So we were bullish all along here. So if I draw it out a bit clearly for you guys, we was bullish on gold all along here. Then we got this break, so then we flip our bias to being bearish, because it's very important to focus on structure, and was bearish on gold until now, until you see this huge move up, breaking this level of supply. And again, there were many opportunities to take sells this week off of these regions over here. So now looking at gold, depending on how Friday closes, if we close below this high over here, we're gonna remain our bias as being bearish. But as of currently, we see price has broken above all of these highs, so we're gonna flip our bias and be bullish on gold on the 4-hour time frame. However, you need to bear in mind and make sure you understand where you are in structure on all time frames. We see that price is coming back up into our level of daily supply, so it will be very crucial to see if this daily supply can hold, or if we see a potential break above this supply zone over here. So now moving on to the last instrument that I'll be covering, which is US30. Again, making sure we understand our swing high and swing low points on the daily time frame. I see this level of supply immediately as being our swing high point over here. Again, since this is quite a large range, you can take the average of this range, which I'll classify as being over here, as majority of the volume is sitting around this region, and you can see it perfectly lined up here to give us this reaction which we're seeing today. So as long as we can hold above this high, I am bearish on US30 on the daily time frame. Breaking it down on lower time frames such as the 4H, what do we see happening? We see that structure has finally broken, and we are also bearish on the 4-hour time frame as well. So if I was to draw my level of supply, I can definitely see this level being area of interest that price could potentially come back and retest here as well. So in the coming week, we could see some sort of mini uptrend, which you can capitalize off over here, and then seeing some sort of reaction back down over here. If you don't get something like that, we could potentially see a retracement back up into these areas of interest over here. It's very important to look left and see where price may potentially be holding to see a potential push down, making this our most recent established or swing high point where we can look to take sales only. So again, this was just a brief quick outline of how I see the markets on a macro perspective, showing you guys how I decide my bias, and then going down on lower time frames such as a 5-minute to really execute on strong entries. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to subscribe, drop down in the comments any other videos you want to see throughout the week, and I'll see you guys next time.